Hello, fellow builders, and welcome back to the Bench Mediocre Modeler with an update on our cosplay, our Moff Gideon cosplay. So we're going to call this a 4.5 because what I'm doing is pretty much an extension of the sewing. Basically, it was Velcro all weekend. By the time I got done sewing, I was so sick of Velcro. but why were we Velcroing? Here's why. Okay. You got your shoulder pauldrons, right? And your shoulder pauldrons, well, the shoulder pauldrons, so they go on your shoulder. Okay. And in order for them to stay on the shoulder, I decided the best way. I mean, there are several different ways you could do, but the easiest way for me was Velcro. Can you see it? Yeah, Velcro. So I had Mrs. Mediocre Modeler basically put on the tunic, right, and put the shoulder pauldron on and had her mark where I wanted it to go. The thing is, I had to make sure this did not interfere with the chest piece. So I wanted to be able to have this on and on the tunic and be able to put that on and have all this, because all this stuff's got to interact. And I'm going to have to do a test of all this stuff together, and that's fast approaching, but we should be in Full Tilt Boogie, but my brain is not there because I think I'm far enough down the road to where I've got the majority of it done. I'm pretty relaxed about it. So the other portion of that is we had to get the Velcro onto the shoulder. Here's where the difficult part came in. Okay, I've got two different kinds of Velcro. This is adhesive backed Velcro, and I had a good amount of this. And so putting it inside here was no big deal. But you just figure out where it goes, stick it in, and then wanted to transfer it onto the tunic. Now, the difference between the Velcros is one is adhesive backed, the other is sew on. And I didn't have any sew on. So I'm like, hey, I wonder, can you sew on adhesive backed Velcro? In fact, you can. And it's a really bad idea. And here's why. That needle is punching through the Velcro, through the fabric, and through the adhesive. And, you know, it's having to pull the thread through and bring it back up through. And I snapped that thread 2 or 3 times, and then I got all this adhesive on the sewing needle, and I fought it for about an hour, and I ended up taking the needle out, and then cleaning it with alcohol, get the adhesive off, and putting it back on. And it was just like, dude, just get some sew-on adhesive. And normally you would just pop on down to the Joann's or the Hobby Lobby and get you some Velcro. My problem is I wanted 2-inch wide Velcro, and in the sew-on, nobody had it locally, so I had to order it from Amazon. But after getting it all lined up and on there, all you have to do, come on, I line my centerpiece up first, the Velcro, right, and make sure it's on there straight, and then my side pieces almost automatically just go to where they need to be. Almost always. So now you have the tunic with the shoulder pauldron already attached. Feels good. It's not going anywhere. And it took a day to get all the sewing done. So like I said, by the time I was done with the sewing, I was done with the sewing. But that's the one part of it. Once we got that done, then I had to address the cape because I kind of had the same problem. Not problem, issue. So basically, I did the same thing with the cape on the chest armor. On the collar, because it's on the collar, I put one piece of Velcro. I had on the inside of the back, I put the glue part in and just sewed the pieces together. The back plate of the armor, I've got a little bit of Velcro on just the corners to hold it out on the edge. I'm really whenever I look at Moff Gideon, his cape goes actually over the edges of the shoulder pauldrons, and I could probably get it to do that, but I don't want to ruin my paint job because I don't want to put a piece of Velcro running down, because I think it's nice enough to where if I decide to go without it, it's still really nice without it, without the cape falling over. If I was going to do that, I think I'd want a wider cape just because I got a broad. Anywho, so since I was all ahead of the game on that, I decided to work on, well, I had the holster, and I'm like, well, I'd like to be able to carry that, even though I still have the Darksaber, and I think that's going to be kind of the next piece of it. Moff Gideon's weapon it's a sidearm based on, the best I could tell, a Walther P38. And so I went out to try find a file and found a free file for a Walther P38 model. Yeah, come on. And here it is. And it breaks down into several pieces. Even has a magazine that goes inside. There's a piece that goes in the bottom that holds it in. This was a free kit. Yeah. See, you gotta stop doing that. I keep slamming the magazine in and breaking my corners off. That's the second time I've done that. I need to. We're gonna fix that. Put that right there where we can find it. Anywho, so this is what his. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get caught up in that again. So his blaster is the handle base plus it's got. Well, look, I'll put a picture up. Right. So since that's just based on a regular gun, I need to build the bigger barrel with the slots down the side. And that's what you hear printing over there. I went into Fusion 360 and I did some measurements and I made my own extension barrel for that. So that's printing too. And it won't take much. It's only 2-color paint job. We're just going to do a little bit of weathering and it's going to be good to go. So that's where we are. I figured give another couple of days of building whatever, and then I'm still waiting on the boots. I need to check on my boots. But other than that, I think we're ready to go. We are pretty close to being ready to go. So for an update, I know I rambled on, but I'll let you get back to doing what you're doing so I can finish going and building something. All right? Catch you next time.
Pew, 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 pew.